Let me see. I'm like,
Is it going?
Okay.
Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday Night Live. This is Diane Covington. I cannot believe it's already June. It's June. Is it today the 13th or the 12th?
13th.
13th. Ooh, lucky number 13. Mary Kay's lucky number. So I'm going to go get my screen shares ready while Lori Lagerstrom talks to you about the importance of being a star consultant. What's in it for you? Because there are perks to being a star. And then what's in it for your customers? And so, Lori, can I let you just take it away?
Yes, and I want to invite Melanie and Brenda to chime in as well. But of course, Star Consultant is always what we're going for. It's a consistency, a recognition, and prize level that Mary Kay set up long ago. And as you all know now, whatever you get to as your star, you get points for gifts. For those of you who did star all 3 other quarters, if you do it this quarter, you're a 4-quarter star, and I believe you get extra points for that. But I just want to plug, in addition this time to the star, is if anyone does a 3 or a 600 between now and the 15th, there is a very special training that Janice has set up for all of us to get to do, and it's Gloria Mayfield Banks. And that woman she's even though she's retired, she's like still.
She was a number-1 national when she retired. Number-1 national globally, not just US, globally.
Yeah, well, she hasn't slowed down, let me just tell you, because she has anyway. You just trust me, you want to see. And so if any of you, let's see, does anybody have that real close they could screen share? Oh, I guess
I'm pulling all that up in a second, Lori.
Oh yeah, okay, you'll pull it up.
Yep. Just
okay,
give me 2 seconds here.
So, and then also just to let you know, anyone who's stretching for extra retail, because any retail also helps units, right? They have that 60% off the skincare sets, plus there's also the buy one get one free. And people have thought up all different kinds of ideas how to market, use, maximize the benefits you get from purchasing buy one get one free of the moisture masks.
Right. Lori, can you go back to Star Consultant though, if you don't mind? Can we go back to Star? Like, what are some of the perks of being a star?
Go ahead. You obviously have things in mind, so you go.
Well, no, I'm thinking some of the perks are you get to order early. So as a Star Consultant, when new product launches, the whole company has to wait until the 15th, but on the 10th, you get it. And there have been times, not a lot, but there have been times where a product is launched, it's limited edition, and it's so popular that by the time the people on the 10th order it and get it, and they see what it is, and they get ready to order more, it's only maybe by the day 1 or day 2 of everyone else ordering, and by then it's sold out. So there's a huge advantage to being able to order early. You also get to be on the top of the referrals. So I literally just got a customer on Friday. She found me. I guess she lives in Benicia, and she typed in, "I'm looking for a consultant in Benicia." And up I popped, and she emailed me and said, "I've bought Mary Kay in the past. I'm not interested in booking a party at this time, maybe in the future, but I need these 9 things." And I texted her, emailed her back, "I'm happy to help you. How did you find me?" And she said, "I went on Mary Kay and said I wanted a person in Benicia, and you were at the top of the list." So as a Star Consultant for that quarter, you are put at the top of your list for the 5 zip codes you pick. Once you get a hit, you go to the bottom of the list and it keeps going. But you get to be on 5 different zip codes. So it's important. Again, there's another reason to be a star. And then the last reason, well, there's like, Melanie, can you think of, Melanie or Brenda, do you want to add anything to reasons to be a Star Consultant?
Well, I was thinking of the, being moved up in the referrals. So that was, I've gotten a lot of, especially when I moved to a new area. And I guess that's kind of where you are too, Diane, you're in a new area. And all of a sudden, that's really how I've gotten most of the customers in the Pismo Beach area when I moved up there. But I also have I have 5 zip codes. 3 of them are near where I live, and the other 2 are where I used to live and where I have a vacation home.
There you go.
So I have picked up in all of those areas. I've picked up orders.
Nice. Okay, so let's talk about one of the fun reasons to be a star. I mean, there's lots of reasons. Okay, making money, and honestly, making sure your customers are happy is super important. So like when they have the new limited edition liquid matte lip things, whatever they're called, I broke open one of every color and I put it in a tote. And when I go to deliver their whatever they ordered, I take one of each to sell and then one of each in my demo. And I said, I know it's hard to check these out, and although they did get samples of them in their lookbook, but I always love just taking the newest stuff and showing them. But one of the many fun things about being a star are the prizes. So if you go on to Mary Kay in Touch and you go to the contest pull down menu, you're going to go to contest. And then when you go to contest, it lists like a zillion contests over here. Golden rules, sales, all these things. And you just click on Star Consultant Program and it'll not only show you what you can do, all the supporting materials, but if you click on this, see prizes now, they will let you accumulate. And you guys know that the points don't expire. So if you've got your heart set on a new barbecue for the backyard, or maybe you've always wanted some new designer sunglasses in a handbag or something, then what you can do is you can max out your points and then save them. Now you get 600 extra points for each Great Start qualified. So if you recruit your best friend and she comes in with at least a $600 inventory, that's going to bump you 600 points. You personally, though, have to get to 1,800. You can't do like 200 wholesale and then get 6 recruits and be a star consultant. You have to personally do your 1,800, then you get all the points. So it'll show up here, your total of points. This is from last year and this year, or part of last year and this year. So I've got 53,000 points. So you can just type in whatever you want. You could type in, I don't know, DES, designer sunglasses. Let's just do that. Sunglasses and see what comes up.
I have to be honest, there is so much awesome stuff in here that I have become overwhelmed, and sometimes I just kind of give up. So I finally bought cookware, which I really needed.
At a girl.
But it was, I got some really beautiful stainless steel cookware, so I'm very happy with that. And I have enough points to get, which that's actually in my shopping cart, and I haven't checked out yet, but have enough points to get one of those rechargeable electric scooters. And that just looks like fun, and maybe kind of practical, So,
there you go.
And if you ever have the travel bug, oh my goodness, if you want to dream, go to the other rewards, go all the way down and click on the travel.
On this other rewards right here?
That travel vouchers.
Oh
yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow, I could go to a Canadian bed and breakfast. Look at this, one night dinner for 2. Canada.
Diane, you have enough to do a couple of those.
Nice.
Yeah. Of course, I went to the very top. There's places in Europe you can go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Half day ATV event, Canadian bed and breakfast. Wow, look at all these.
All of these are Canada, but if there are other places that you can go.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Roman baths, Nova Scotia wine tasting.
Gee, wow. Diane, you could go to Roman baths in Bath.
There you go. Well, I don't have all the credits for this quarter. And then of course they add more for first quarter start. So you guys, the fun thing about this, even if you don't have a lot of points, is if you go to jewelry, let's say you've always wanted a really amazing, beautiful watch, or maybe you want something for your kitchen. In fact, one of my consultants, she's in Brenda Billington's unit. Tammy said to me, I'm going for cookware. I said, you are? She goes, yep. She goes, I had a set. It got trashed. I'm ready for a new set. And she said, when I finish my star this quarter, I'll have enough that I'm going to get the Rachel Ray. She had it all picked out. The Rachel Ray, 8-piece, 3 lids. I mean, she had it all picked out. Tammy did. And so that's what she's going for. And so it's fun to know that just doing your job. And so for those of you who are watching this video, a star consultant is on an average selling 300 a week. Selling 300 a week, put 600 in your pocket and put 600 back in the order. Or 550 in your pocket, whatever, but you make sure you're reordering 600. Well, if you reorder 600 3 months in a row, that's 1,800. That makes you the minimum Sapphire star. So that's like base level. 300 is sapphire, 400 is ruby, 500 is diamond, 600 is emerald, and 700 is pearl. So if you average that, that's what happens. And then of course, each seminar qualified team member is worth another 600 points. So we do have Star Consultant coming up. If you're listening to this message and you have 300 wholesale in, and you want to be a star, I suggest you call your director the second you hear this and say, what can I do as my plan? Because I guarantee you there's ways to do this. Right now with skincare at 60% off, I did an insane sale and I sold almost $2,000 in 24 hours, well, almost 48 hours. And I gave them a huge discount, which I never do. And my customers know I never do that. But I decided to go big or go home. It was buy something, get a second one at 75% off. So I had 4 customers buy a repair set, get the second repair set at 75% off. But that's only like giving them 37% off. But I sold 8 repair sets in a day and a half. So, you know, it's all relative. Anyway, so being a star consultant is super, super important, you guys. So finish your star, know where you are for star. If you've already finished your star, you already have all the points you need in or whatever, the new quarter, it's still for this year, but the new quarter starts June 16th. So on June 15th at 10 o'clock California time, the slate is wiped clean and we all go back to 0. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, now Lori mentioned something really exciting. And if you guys don't know about this, oh, pass the word. Janice Trude, our national, got Gloria Mayfield Banks, #1 national at the time she retired in the Mary Kay world. If this woman couldn't motivate, like she could motivate like a dead person to stand up, like she's unreal. She's just on point with when she pauses, her body language, her energy. She's just amazing. She's doing a special call and it will be on a Monday night and you only get the Zoom link when you order at least 300 wholesale or more, June 1st through June 15th. Is that correct, you guys? So it has to be at 300 or more. At 600, you also get a shout out, extra recognition from Gloria. Your name will also go into a drawing. Janice is going to give away, I believe, a piece of Kate Spade jewelry or a Kendra Scott piece of jewelry. And then if you're in my unit, you get a gift. So anybody who has 600 in by the 15th or more gets to take advantage of that. Does any, and I'll show you where that is on our Facebook page really quick. Does anybody have any? That is not my Facebook page. Hold on, that's the company page. Does anybody have any questions on the 300 wholesale or the 600? No, y'all are good? Okay, so let's go really quick over this because I've got some fun training tonight. So of course, you guys know skincare is 60% off, but you all know that this is while supplies last. They don't always do this every year, but last year the repair, and I believe it was the men's, sold out. I think it was like by the 20th, there were none left. And then by like the 23rd, there were no regular repairs or ultimate repairs left. And by the 25th, I mean, it was like they almost all sold out. So if you're thinking about getting these, please do not hesitate. Do not wait to get those. Okay, so we have on here it is, Gloria Mayfield Bank. So these are all the things going on for this week. So as long as you've got 300 in by the 15th, you're invited to hear her. If you have 600 in, you get extra brownie points. And it is on Monday night at 6 o'clock PT Pacific time. Okay. All right. Now, also this week on Thursday, we had the bilingual, although she's not bilingual. We have Jen Bessiger.
Wednesday, tomorrow.
What did I say?
Thursday.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Wednesday, tomorrow. Yes. Jen Bessiger is going to be doing some of her favorites for summer, as well as giving away some Kate Spade. So this is very fun, fast paced. It is not an hour. Jen keeps it pretty tight. I'd say it's maybe 40 minutes. But it's going so quick, you will never feel like you're on Zoom 40 minutes. Super fun. There's a flyer in English and a flyer in Espanol. And the only reason why you can know is just take this. It says Junio top 5, which is really hysterical because that is English and that is Spanish, but whatever.
It's Spanglish.
It's Spanglish, exactly. But she's giving away $100 worth of Mary Kay. So if you guys have a guest on, I would just say to your guest, I'm in a challenge to have 3 guests on tonight. Would you jump on for me? Because if we all get 3 guests on there, there's always over 100 people on there. And the guests are always so impressed when they log in. And you guys, I'll tell you what, the guests get excited. So whether you're brand new and you're watching this or you're seasoned, it doesn't matter. Get people on tomorrow night. You want to get at least 3 on. And I'd love for you to get some people on so they can hear Ediseli do her translation. So those are on Wednesday night, 6 o'clock our time. Then on Thursday night, she has Laura McKeever, who is a national. I honestly have not heard her story. I'm excited to hear her because she's one of the few nationals who I'm not sure I've ever heard her story. But every week, these people inspire, encourage, they're transparent, they're heartfelt. Some are funny, some are witty. I mean, they just all share from their heart. Melanie, Brenda, or Lori, is there anything you'd like to say about the Thursday night sharing events?
They're fabulous and they are inspirational. I mean, we all want guests on there, but if something happens and worse comes to worse, get on there and listen. You will, it will make you be motivated to contact your people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. There's always, and that's one of the things I love about Mary Kay is that there are so many stories, and somebody's story is going to connect with you.
I also found, and that's a great segue, Melanie, because I also found that as I'm listening to this, it's reminding me of someone. Like I'll be listening to their story and they'll talk about, like the national couple several weeks ago was talking about she was in a domestic violence situation and nobody knew. And then she moved out, and then she was a banker she goes, I was a banker during the day, but I was this hurt, wounded individual at night. And as soon as she said some of those things, I thought of a customer who I know is going through some of that. I thought, oh, I need for her to listen to this, because Janice records all of these. So then I could then send that recording to this prospect. Yeah, so sometimes when you're listening, it's not so much about you being inspired, although that's great. I want you to be thinking of, who does this remind you of? Who could be inspired by this story? Because you guys, you know what, when you are tying a knot on the end of the rope and you're hanging on, there are times where I don't care how big your family is and how understanding, you feel like you're holding onto that rope by yourself. You literally feel like you're there alone. And so just to have somebody embrace you and just say, you know what, Melanie, I heard this story last night and I just really thought of you, and I really, really want you. I really want you on. I'll give you, I always tell people I'll give them $1 million check, because if they'll take a check, I'll write it, because it's not going to cash. And just say, you know what, if I could write you $1 million check, I would, to have you just jump on and listen. Would you just jump in and listen to her? I'm not inviting you to have you join Mary Kay. I just want you to hear about the culture and what this woman's been through. And I think, especially if things in our lives, I don't know if anybody else has got stuff. Anybody else got stuff going on? I know pretty much, I know almost all of you personally, we all got stuff, right? Like, so when you have stuff going on, sometimes don't you just wish you think that you're the only one with stuff going on? I mean, honestly, don't we all kind of just go, well, if I didn't have all this stuff, all these, deaths and divorces and health and financial and drama with my family and weddings and funerals and whatever, I'd be doing great. Well, guess what? We all have stuff going on. In fact, if you wrote all your stuff on a piece of paper and put it in a brown bag, and we mixed up all of our brown bags, and let's say one of you on here is dealing with cancer, maybe one of you is dealing with a divorce, maybe one of you just had a miscarriage, whatever, you'd all want your same bag back, because it could be worse, right? I mean, you know what I mean? It's life, and we have to learn to pick ourselves up. And that's why I'm going to close with something special tonight that usually makes me cry, but I'm going to try really hard to get through it. Okay, so there's a lot of good things. And what I will tell you guys, what you do this month is going to have a huge impact on your July through December. You cannot all of a sudden, July 1, say, okay, well, now I'm ready to go. It's the new year. I'm going to wake up from a complete standstill. I mean, you could say that, but what's going to be really effective is if you start jogging now, so that when July 1st comes and you're ready to do your 3K, 5K, 10K run, mentally, physically, and emotionally and financially, you're ready to run. You don't go from laying in a recliner for months on end to get up and then start a race. It just doesn't usually work that way. So, all right. So that's what's going on. So speaking of that, I was talking to the brilliant Melanie Nelson, and she gave me a couple ideas, which I want to share with you guys. She was telling me that she's doing some skincare parties for her unit virtually. And I know we have our unit scattered from Hawaii, which is 3 hours ahead of California. And then I've got consultants all over the East Coast, New York, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, that are 3 hours ahead. So there is literally a 7-hour time difference, 3 ahead, 3 behind in mine, to try to get everybody together, which is like virtually impossible. So I decided for the month of June, and I know it's a little late to be kicking this off, but I'm going to keep it going for the next several months though. There is going to be a new Facebook page. The Facebook page is going to change every month, because it's going to be the page that I do an actual skincare class in. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to show you where this is. So can you guys imagine how cool this would be is if you had somebody who says, well, I'd like to jump on, and you say, oh, good, fill out this Google form. They'll send you samples. And you send them a link, and poof, the samples arrive, because I'm going to send them out. And then she jumps on Facebook or Zoom, whichever one she wants, on any of these events. and either watches or participates, and you get the sale, you get the bookings, you get the leads, you get all of that, and you do zero of the work. Who would like to be a part of that? Like, are you kidding me? I know Sandy Muller's going, pick me. Atta girl. All right, so let me share with you guys how this is going to work. Okay, so if you go onto Facebook and you go to, first of all, and you guys can send this out by private messenger or by text or whatever, but this is going, so this is the form that they will fill out, which I will share with you, and I'll explain this. Well, I guess I could explain it to you right now. This form, when they click on this, thank you, Melanie Nelson. I made a couple changes to it, but not much. It has their name. Oh, this is their $100 day. Sorry, you guys, wrong form.
I'm like, wait.
You're going, Diane, that is not what you're talking about. Okay, stop sharing, Diane. Sorry about that, you guys, wrong form. Having one of these days. All right, so let me go to my Google. This is one of the things I had open. So let me go to my Google Drive. Okay, so there's going to be a form that will be posted tonight that I will text you guys the form. And all you're going to do is send this form out to your prospects. So Marty, can you think of somebody that you would love to have get a facial, even if she's never tried the product or whatever? Do you have somebody in mind that you would love to have jump on an event? I don't even know if she can unmute. She might be right in the middle of
Not as of right now, she says.
Okay, so let's say that Jen Goss thinks of a neighbor. So Jen Goss is going to send her neighbor this and say, all you need to do, Claire, or whatever her name is submit this for your free party pack, and then let me know which session you're going to be on. This isn't about me just mailing out free samples to everybody and they're not committing. This is when you guys get somebody committed to being on one of the virtual events, then you send them this. Please fill out the questionnaire so we can customize a packet for you. So it has their email. Are they interested in the wake up and makeup, which is going to only be on one Saturday morning? Or are they interested in one of the 3 weeknight wind downs? Who is their consultant, their name, their skin type, their ages? Are they basically under 40, over 40, their skin tone, their eye color, blah, 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 right? Okay, we've got their addresses, cell phone, landline, how do they want to be contacted, yada, yada. Okay, so they get this form and they're going to send this, the form's going to come to me. Then I'm going to send out their packet and I will text you and let you know, Susie Smith reached out to me for a packet. So then your job is to contact Susie Smith and say, hey, I understand you submitted a Google form for a packet. What event are you jumping on? And she's going to tell you. So you're going to want to grab a piece of paper and I'm going to tell you when the events are. So the first event is going to be on Thursday, the 22nd of June. It's going to be immediately following Janice's sharing event. And it's going to be basically turn back time. So it's going to be all anti-aging. So anything that is anti-aging, repair, like everything we had that's anti-aging, right? Radiance, peel, microderm, all of that. Okay. Then let me back up. This Saturday, they won't have samples, but I've got a consultant who is going to do makeup tips and tricks. Cynthia Morris is phenomenal at makeup. Like she can go from plain Jane looking to like, she does her makeup just like Adele. She actually looks like Adele. Huge eyes, gorgeous skin. And she's going to pre-record for me an amazing makeup tutorial on tips and tricks. Now it's going to be this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. When your guests jump on, they do not have
Pacific time.
Correct. They do not have to be on camera cute. This is going to be at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and I'll show you the website right now. And it's going to be something that they can just jump on to watch. It's going to be tips and tricks. If they have some of the products at home, like do this with your concealer, do this with your whatever, they can play along. But this Saturday is really more of tips and tricks that they can use. Okay. Then the following week, it is Thursday night, which is anti-aging, turn back time. On Saturday, the 24th, they will get to actually do a makeup look. So it's going to be like skincare, primer, CC cream, and a color card. Okay. And that is going to be, and so these are all on the Facebook page. They're all listed on there, you guys, so that you guys will be able to copy and paste all these. Then on Monday, the 26th, it's going to be called Beat the Heat and Restore Hydration. So it's all about anything that adds moisture to you. Satin hands, satin lips, the HA, the hyaluronic acid booster, and anything we have that has hydration in it, like literally everything, biocellulose mask, sheet face mask, anything that the company has geared for hydration with your face and your body. We're going to have 2 showings in June because I want this to benefit Brenda and her team back east. One will be Monday at 4 o'clock. This is on Monday, the 26th. One will be at 4 o'clock California time, which is 7 o'clock East Coast time. And the second party will be at 7 o'clock our time. So that way, if you've got somebody that's you know, Texas and beyond, Texas toward the East Coast, they can always get on the 4 o'clock one because it'll be late enough for them. Does that sort of make sense?
And the Monday one is hydration.
Yeah, the Monday one, both sessions are all on beat the heat, restore hydration. So I'm going to zip through skincare, talk about the importance of skincare, and then all the products we have that help hydrate. Okay, so where you guys are going to find all of this info is you're going to go onto Facebook and you're going to type in June. Okay, let me just pull this up really quick. Why is my computer's like, seriously, it's going to end up on the bottom of the swimming pool. Okay, here it goes. No, don't be surprised if I end up posting a picture on Facebook with this white piece of plastic floating on the top of something. Anyway, I don't have a lot of patience when it comes to technology, obviously. Okay, so it's called June Boom Beauty and Pampering. And so the reason why I wanted the word June on there is because then July, this will change to July. Now, my goal is by the end of the month that all of these people will jump off of here and want to join our scoop about beauty, because that's constant. I'm going to be much better starting tonight, you guys, posting all this. So right now it says, welcome to our pampering. And if they click on this, it'll say more. Use this link to request a free beauty pack. They just click on that. And I'm going to leave this up here as a top tag. Weeknight wind down. There's one on the 22nd at 7 p.m. called Turn Back Time Anti-Aging. There's one on the 26th. It's at 4 and 7, beat the heat and restore hydration. There's a wake up and makeup on the 6/17 and 6/24. I know on the 6/17, they won't have samples, but maybe it's a client of yours that already has Mary Kay. Maybe she's got primer at home and CC cream at home and she wants to watch. Does that make sense? So this gives them an idea of what to do. Then of course, here's the link again to the packet, to the request. All right. And then I'm going to be posting starting tonight, all different things on hydration, excuse me, anti-aging. I'm going to put every before and after. I will probably post at least once a day, maybe even twice a day sometimes, but I will post at least once a day, something that'll have something to do with the next session. So if we're doing makeup this Saturday, I'll start doing some stuff about CC creams and foundations and contour and all of that. Does this sort of make sense, you guys? And if you go over here where it says about, excuse me, I'm so sorry. And you click, excuse me, I'm so sorry. You click on the right side, it'll have all the dates and all the times right here.
Nice.
Does that make sense? So you guys need to come in here and get added. So if you are not yet added, let me know. And Lori, I believe you're already added, so you can add your unit. You just keep inviting Facebook friends. And I believe you guys can go and do this yourself. Lori, you are in here already, correct?
I don't see myself. I don't see.
Can you add me too? Or I guess I can request it.
Where is Lagerstrom? Lager.
There
Oh, yeah, it says already a member. So apparently you're already in here.
Where I didn't see myself.
Well, apparently you already accepted my that's you, right, Melanie?
Yep, that is
Okay,
me.
just checking because I don't want to like invite somebody who's not on there. Okay. So anyway, you guys, the most important thing is start adding customers and just say to them, these are things that are going to be going on just for June. I don't want you to miss out. So you guys, another way to look at this is let's say Jen Gosh, you dropped off a packet to a neighbor a week ago and you still can't get her to commit. Maybe you could get her to commit back to one of these. Could you jump on the 22nd? Could you jump on the 26th? I mean, if you already got her a packet of info, you guys, the odds of them using it correctly is so slim, it's not even funny. Like I even had a gal, I won't even go into all the different things that she tried, all the wrong order and whatever, because she wouldn't call me back, but that's all right. Live and learn. So maybe you guys have already got a packet out to somebody. Maybe there's somebody you want to add to your team, but you just want them to see something. So the 6/17 this Saturday, wake up and makeup is just going to be from like 9 to probably about 9:40. And I'm going to pre-record Cynthia Morris, but I'm going to be posting a lot of fun things about makeup. Okay. Anybody have questions on this? If you're new, this is great. I would invite people on. You'll learn about makeup. You'll learn about tips. You'll learn about anti-aging. You'll learn about skincare because gang, makeup cannot look good without good skincare underneath it. That's for sure. And then I'll be doing some fun prizes. Directors, if your people win, you could probably send them something, but if not, I can always send stuff. And there'll be some specials on here as well. Anybody have questions on this? This gives you guys chances, 4 more opportunities to sell product this month. And I don't know anybody who isn't curious about makeup, like, especially when you get a Cynthia Morris out there who makes it look effortless and you look like Adele when you're finished.
Diane,
Yes, ma'am.
would you be willing to let me invite people?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So without further ado, you guys, we're going to get into our training tonight. So, but Lori did mention something that I want to just highlight, because I know Lori mentioned it, but it deserves mentioning twice. It's these. So these boxes right now, until they sell out, you guys, they may sell out by the 15th, because I've been talking to other directors and they're ordering 30, 40.
They could sell out tonight. I mean,
yeah. So what this is this is the box that comes with 8 of these. Okay. And how to use these, of course, is you fold it based on I'll just show you super quick. You fold it based on where it tells you to fold it. You squish the stuff in the direction of the arrows. You pop the seal. Basically, all the goo goes to the dry towel. You rip it open, you put it on. So these retail for $40. Your cost is $20, which means that they cost you $2.50 per sheet mask. And right now, if you buy a box, you get a box for free, but you get the retail credit. So I don't want to get retail and wholesale mixed up, because some of you are going for your star, but your wholesale is still the wholesale price. But when you buy a box, instead of getting credit for 20, it costs you 20, but you get credit for 40. So you get double the credit for it. If that makes sense. Because these retail for 40, correct, Lori? So you spend 20 and you get credit for 80 is basically what it works out to. So what are you going to do with all these? So what I did is I ordered 40 boxes. I know you guys think I'm insane, but what I had an assistant do today, and I can go grab the basket. Let me go grab this basket super quick. So she took all my individual, I had her open 3 boxes. She took them out. She put my reorder label on the inside. So each one of these has my reorder label in the inside. She tied a really cute pink bow around each one of these. And then I've got a little tag that's going to go inside that tells them how to use it, just in case they can't follow the instruction on the package, which I'm sure they will, but just in case. So I had her already start making an entire basket of these, so that every time a customer reorders, I don't care if she reorders a lipstick, she's going to get one. If she reorders whatever, and then if she reorders a lot, or if her orders over $200 or $300, I'm just going to give her a whole box for free. And I have to tell you, I gave one of these to Wendy, my realtor. She called me 2 days later and says, I absolutely love it. She says, how much are they? And I said, a box of 8 for 40. And she goes, I need 3 boxes. I'm taking my entire real estate team to Tahoe. We're going to be there a week. It'd be fun for everybody to do it twice. So she bought 3 boxes and I gave her 1 to try. I also just gave 1 to one of my customers who's new, Anna, and I gave it to her, and her daughter's not 19. Her daughter's in high school. So what would that be? 16. And her daughter's got very dry skin because she's a swimmer. And she says, oh my God, my daughter loved it. She stole mine. How much are they? I said, a box is 40. And she goes, great, I'll get her a box. I'll take a box. So if you demo them and they're great, you could give them to a customer birthday for customer appreciation, but normally they're $2.50 my cost. When you're doing buy a box, get a box for free, gang, they're costing you $1.25. Now, I don't know about you, but you can't buy anything on Section 2 as a gift. A travel deluxe mini, there is nothing on there for $1.25. In fact, right now, there's nothing on there for $2.50 either. Everything's at least $3. And those don't count toward you being a star consultant. This does. You get seminar contest credit for this. So the sheet masks are brilliant. I also was talking to my new team member who had her 13-year-old here today, and her 13-year-old goes, Mom, could we do that at the Girl Scout sleepover next month? And her mom goes, sure. How many girls are going to be there? She goes, there's only going to be 12 of us. And the moms go like, okay. So now it's like there go 2 boxes, right? Because all the Girl Scouts want to do it for the sleepover. So, all right. So I'm just letting you guys know, don't wait for those. I know Cindy Madden almost finished her sales court today getting those, because I think she ordered like 600 wholesale, which instead of it being 12, it's 2,400. Wow. So she ordered 600 and she got credit for 2,400. I don't know about you all, but that's really smart. Okay. So over the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about different things. Lori talked about being prepared when you're warm chatter booking. This is all about generating leads for you guys. But we talked about being prepared. She talked about wearing your beauty coat, where to go. And it's all about attitude. Like, are you going to be friendly? Are you putting yourself out there? Do you have samples? Lori did a great job. Go back and watch that if you hadn't seen it. Then last week, we had Belinda share a little bit about facial boxes and about where to put them and what to say and different forms and different things that you can use. And it's funny because I just really, after listening to Belinda last week, I started making a list of all the people I know who work in an office, like not a one woman office, but like an office where there's foot traffic. And 2 of them are automotive places. And I thought, why am I not asking all these people for facial boxes? I just joined a networking group through my chamber. 3/4 of them all have offices. Some of them work out of their home. Most of them have an office. And one gal owns the office place where people rent office spaces in her office thing, like one of those big things. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. So I just literally ordered a whole bunch of facial boxes, and I had the gal today come and she made them all. And so I think it's brilliant. So the third thing we're going to talk about today is asking for referrals. Now, let me tell you the power of a referral before I have Lori play this segment for you. The power of a referral is you've got somebody sifting and sorting already. This is somebody who is saying, I like Mary Kay. I trust you as my beauty consultant. Therefore, I'm going to refer you to friends and family. If they think you're a nutcase or they don't like the product or they don't like you, they're not going to refer you. So this is one of the greatest compliments you can get, correct? And you have to realize, though, is it a numbers game? It is always a numbers game. If you call 5 referrals and they all say no, then what I'd say, what are you saying and what's your script? But realize it is a layering. You might need to text them first. You might even text them a script. What I love about doing the referral, and I actually got this tip, it might have been from Leah Carta, but what she does is anybody who turns the fantastic referral sheet in, this is in-person parties, she says, hey, can I get a picture of you? So when I reach out to your friends, they know that we know each other. And she goes, sure. And she'll lean over, she'll grab her phone, and she'll take a selfie with whoever gave her a referral sheet. It might be a referral sheet from a reorder or a one-on-one facial, but take a picture of you with her, because when you text that, I will tell you, the odds of you getting a yes, in my opinion, are so much higher than not. Saying, hey, this is Lee. I know you don't know me, but you can tell I know your best friend, Claire. I just did a pampering with her and she gifted one to you. Can you text me back so I know I've got the right number? Now you've got her texting you back because I sent a picture of me who she doesn't know with her friend who she does know. Does that make sense? So referrals can be incredibly, incredibly powerful. I will be posting on our unit Facebook page a couple different referral sheets. One is almost like a scavenger hunt sheet where it says, who do you know who's outgoing? Who do you know who's pregnant? Who do you know? Blah, blah, blah. And the other one is the fantastic referral game. So Lori, I'm going to turn it over to you and I'm going to do speaker review here so that you can be big and beautiful. So go for it and tell us what you found.
Okay, so this actually, you turned me on to this director. She did it a while ago, but I'm telling you, it applies. So
We just need to make sure we share sound.
I believe I did. So let's make sure. Let's see if we hear her.
Hey, how do you get referrals
Do you
from
hear them?
parties? Well, there's a lot of fun ways. The best way, of course, to get parties is to book parties from parties, which we just talked about in another video. But another way you can get referrals and bookings is the fabulous referral game.
Keep going, girl.
Lori,
I don't
did
know
your
what she
Wi-Fi just drop it?
I certainly hope not.
Well, now it's going to a 26-minute video.
Nope. Just a minute. Let's try this again.
If not, I can pull it up.
And you go to the miracle set.
It's
and then
still
you get one item at half off. What would that be? You could earn your Skin Vigorate brush at having your second appointment.
Why is it? Okay, it's doing weird stuff.
So you can
Okay,
try it.
Yeah, I got it right here.
In the flip chart. Okay, and I'm talking about the Kristen Sharp.
Okay, so let me go ahead, you guys, and go ahead and screen. Lori, if you can unscreen share, then I'll screen share and we'll be good.
I'm sorry. I don't know why she did that.
Other things.
It's okay.
Is there any individual that you need like a mascara?
Do you want it? Can you get her to stop though? All right, so let me go ahead and screen share you guys. This is, and you'll find this, it's not a long video, but it's very, very, very helpful. So give me a second here and let me go up here and share sound because I have to share sound on my end.
Hey, how do you get referrals from parties? Well, there's a lot of fun ways. The best way, of course, to get parties is to book parties from parties, which we just talked about in another video. But another way you can get referrals and bookings is the fabulous referral game. Now, the fabulous referral game is just a fun way to get leads of referrals from people who are at the party. And that's how we really network, is getting referrals from other people and networking with their friends and family. When they had so much fun at their party and their facial, they are super excited to share that experience with people they love. And so there are two different things you can do. You can do the deserted island game, which is just a game, same technique of getting leads, just a kind of a game way to do it. And the fabulous sheet is just another fabulous way to get referrals. And what we do with the fabulous game is just super simple. We just say, who here is fabulous? And look at your neighbor and tell them that they're fabulous. And look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm fabulous. And everybody's fabulous, so you can play the fabulous game. And the best compliment that you could give to me is to share me with your friends and family. So if you had fun tonight, if you've enjoyed a little bit about what we've done tonight, we'd love to just give this opportunity for your friends and family to experience the same thing. So we're going to play the fabulous game. Who's competitive? And then you find out who's really competitive and they like to win. And so you offer a gift for the person who fills up the sheet the fastest and say, okay, you can cheat. You can use your cell phones, grab your cell phones. Everybody has their numbers in their cell phones, and ready, set, go. Okay, and there's a couple rules that you can talk about before they start. The one is they need to be 18 or over, so they need to be like legal. And the second thing is that they need not be at the party right now. So they can't use their friend next to them and they can't use themselves. That has to be new people that are on their phones, that are over 18, that don't have a Mary Kay consultant if they know that, or who are not their like grandfather. That grandfather probably does not want a facial. So anyway, after that, they just list all the people on here and they put the best way to get a hold of them, text or call. And then at the bottom, there's a permission for you to use their Facebook leads. Okay, so now what we do is we offer them a facial based as a gift from their friend who referred, and then there's a script that we use to follow up. That script can be found on my website or on my app, Laura Poling. Okay, now so this also can be used as a guest list for those women who book the party with the hostess to help her get her hostess credit. You can use this as their guest list. So you might have them check which ones they'll be inviting to the party, and then that way you know who to pre-profile on here. They might have a couple that they know maybe work in the evening or that can't really be at the party at that time because they work weekends, and so they won't check them because they know they probably can't be there, and then those people you can call from the referral game. Again, this is a lead generation that we, it's very easy to get this at your parties because they love you, they've had fun, and you can literally go home with 50 to 100 referrals from one party. Isn't that exciting? And you don't have to go meet strangers or talk to strangers ever again. So the first way to get the best parties booked is to book a party from a party. The second best way is to get referrals from the party, and then let them know that you are not the Mary Kay stalker, that you will only call or text them one time and then you move on. But to let their friends know that you'll be contacting them and let them know how much fun they had. Another great idea is taking their picture after the party and posting it on their Facebook page and saying, oh my gosh, Laura Poling, consultant, just gave me a facial, and they can tag you in it or however that works on Facebook, so that their friends see your name, see that you were the consultant that gave them the facial. So when you call them or text them, they are not surprised at who you are. They actually know that you facialed their friend, and they can look at you on Facebook and see that you're really a Mary Kay person. Yay! So the fabulous referral game makes everybody feel fabulous. Have fun.
Okay, so what did you guys hear that she covered that you maybe didn't know, or something that you're going to implement? What did you hear that you might do differently, or maybe you're not even asking for referrals? Anybody's input?
Well, I have something to add, but I'll wait for anybody who wants to say anything.
Go ahead, Melanie.
Oh, I don't know. I have not been doing this, and I've heard it. I've heard it a lot. Part of the reason is I don't do, because of my weird situation, I don't do a lot of in-person stuff. But yeah, I love I really like the part about, in fact, I wrote the words down, I think I know you don't know me, but I just did a facial with your friend. But yeah, just knowing that image of you in the same image with their friends is huge. And then, you know, if you're putting it on social media, the tags, because then they not only see your picture, but they see your name in association with their friend. And
Right.
I know that makes a difference. So.
Right. So with that said, so let's say this was a Zoom party. Let's say literally like, and this is not that uncommon. You've got 5 people on with their cameras off, 3 with their cameras on. And let's say I was let's say I was a beauty consultant, Melanie, you were my hostess. I would literally take my phone right now and take a picture of this and say, oh my gosh, Melanie was at a party with me the other night. And she's going to see that she was at a party because she can see these other people on there, right? So I'd say, hey, this is Diane. I know you don't know me, but we have a mutual friend named Melanie. I was doing a pampering with her the other night, and she gifted you a pampering certificate plus a gift certificate. Can you text me back so I know I have the right number? So I always end, you guys will find with booth event leads, all my leads, I always do that, because why banter and go on and on if I don't even have the right flipping number?
Right.
And all I'm getting her to do is to respond. Now, I would include, and I have to tell you guys, before Leah Carter told me to do that, I didn't do that. And I would get a lot of people that wouldn't respond to me or whatever. But as soon as I included a photo of me and the person, it makes all the difference in the world. Now, let's talk about how to do this virtually. So what I did is I ran these off on neon pink paper. I don't know if you guys can see how obnoxiously bright this is, but this is like neon pink paper. So I went down to FedEx Kinko's and I said, can you run me off 50 of these on neon pink? I fold these in half. And when I mail out my packets, starting as of like 3 weeks ago, I went back to doing this again. I'm inserting this in there. And it reminds me, sometimes they'll go, what's this pink sheet for? And I said, oh, we're going to play a game. And I said, I'm going to mail a special game. Now, here's the deal. You all are getting tickets, and I'll hold up tickets because I always do tickets at my parties. And I said, for every 5 names that get on here, your name, you get an extra ticket. But if you get to 20, you automatically get a gift. So if you get to 20, you get a gift, but you still get 4 extra tickets. Okay. And I'll say to them, I said, so you guys, here's the deal. This is about you thinking of, and it's all in how you sell it, in my opinion. So if Melanie was my hostess, I'd say, okay, for the rest of you guys, you know that Melanie got a $150 shopping spree at half off tonight. But it isn't just about the shopping spree that Melanie gets. I'm hoping that you all felt special. I'm hoping you all gave yourselves permission to pause your life for an hour. This is about just slowing down just for a little bit for some self-care. So I want you guys to be thinking, and I'm gonna say on your market set go in a minute, but I want you to, you're allowed to cheat a tiny little bit for a second. I'm going to just give you a couple categories. And if you think of a name, you can write it on there, even though I haven't said on your market set go. So just be thinking, who do you know who's expecting a baby? Or who do you know who just has had a baby, let's say in the last 12 months, who's had a baby? These are people who are under a little more stress than the average, sleep deprived, whatever. Who do you know who's out for summer as a teacher? Who do you know whose kid just got accepted to a college and she will have an empty nest? Who do you know who's just going through a lot? It could be a health, chemo, whatever, a divorce, like a death in the family, like something like that. Do you have a couple names in mind? Okay, now I'm going to say on your market set go, I'm only going to give you guys 3 minutes. I'm going to put on some fun music. You can cheat and use your phone. When you put down people, I want you to be thinking, who do you know? It's not about whether or not they will buy. So if I'm your consultant, take that out of the thing. I want you to be thinking of who do you know that could use a little bit of some extra loving, who could use some extra being loved on, because they can do a makeup party, they can do skincare and charcoal, but I'm going to gift them compliments of you, a gift certificate. So they're going to get a gift certificate as well as the pampering session compliments of you. So be thinking of some people. Remember, for every 5 names, you get your name on an extra ticket, but if you get to 20, you automatically get a gift plus 4 tickets. So you guys ready? You got your phones out? Now this would be like on Zoom, and I'd say, okay, on your market set go. Now, how do I get these if it's virtual? I literally have them take a picture and text it to me. If I can't read it, I say, can you, because if you just zoom up on the picture, you can read it. So I literally have them take a picture of this and text it to me. Okay. The only reason why I do this on neon pink, but this does not photograph as well. I would probably do light pink in hindsight, like a pink, you know what I mean? Like something a little bit lighter than this dark pink, but whatever. I just run it on a different color because I want it to stand out from everything else that's in the packet. If it's a hybrid party, those that are in person will get this, and those that are virtual get it in their packet. And if it's an all virtual party, then everybody gets it in their packet. Does that make sense? And here's the deal, guys. If this was an actual party, and let's say Jen Goss is motivated by tickets, and she gives me 5 names because she wants her name on an extra ticket. Connie is involved in church, and she knows like a squillion people. So she gets to 20 before she even gets to the M of her address book in her phone. Like she knows everybody. So she gives me 20. Brenda's like, well, I sort of new here. And so Brenda gives me 5 or 10. And then Sarah gives me 5 and Sandy gives me 5. Well, gang, if you add this up, 10, 20, 5, 5, 5, you're going to walk out of a party with 50 leads. Now, here's the deal. You guys have to promise me something. If you're going to ask for referrals, you're going to call the referrals, because otherwise it doesn't look good on you. It doesn't look good on the person that you refer, because if Lori gives me a sheet of names and then says to her sister-in-law, oh, by the way, you're going to get a call from my Mary Kay girl, and then weeks go by and she doesn't hear from me, then Lori's sister's going to go, well, I thought I was going to get a call. And so it doesn't look good upon you. So when you get these, you want to have a simple, me personally, I find people are busy. If they don't know my number, they don't answer. So it's totally up to you. I usually text them first.
Yeah.
And then after I text them once, then I do a voicemail and then I'll do another text. So, but the text has a picture of me with the person, ideally on Zoom or in person or whatever. Okay. But you guys, I'm not kidding you. If I got just 5 leads from each of you, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, that would be 35 leads. Now here's what's cool. Let's say Lori gives me 5 leads, but Lori decides she wants to book a party. I'm going to say to Lori, well, Lori, did you want to invite these 5 people to your party? Or did you want to invite other ones? And she's like, can I do that? I go, well, of course you can. Now I have part of her guest list because she just gave me these 5 referrals. Or if she says, well, one of those is my mother-in-law and she's a little difficult. And I'd say, okay, well, would it be better for her to be virtual then? Or do you want her at your house? Oh, I think at her house would be better. I think we should let my mother-in-law come virtual. I mean, you never know what's going on in people's lives. So do you know what I'm saying? But this referral sheet can be great. Now, if you don't use this, you can use the back of the profile. I've had a lot of consultants take the back of the profile. They mail the profile card with the guest packet, and they'll have them use the bottom of that. Whatever. I just find when I come home with these, I don't lose these. These go right with a thumbtack right in the base of my bulletin board, so I don't lose them. Please write on here though who your hostess is, even though it says mail off your Facebook friends. Notice there's nowhere for them to put their name and number on here. So I always say, please put your name at the top, because when they text these to you, you're like, whose sheet is this? And then I can't say, well, I'm a friend of Melanie's and so are you, because I don't even know if this is Melanie's sheet. Does that make sense?
Well, if they text it to you, hopefully you do know.
Hopefully you do know, yes, but it says in here, may I offer your Facebook friends a free makeover and a gift? Check the box, yes, for extra prizes. And then give your friends and family the gift of a complimentary facial. Now, I'm going to show you guys next week, but next week there's a very short video clip. I just couldn't find it because Mary Kay redid all the videos. But it talks about it, instead of a referral game, it talks about the gift of friendship, the beauty of friendship gift. And it talks about that's worded very differently. And I will have it queued up for you for next week. I literally watched 4 segments of 4 new consultant training videos today from Mary Kay and couldn't find it. So it's there. I just
like to add, Diane, it's fine if people want to do the profile card. However, know that the profile card doesn't have as many spaces.
Correct.
As the fantastic game, or probably, if they have a sheet for beauty of friendship. But I think, Diane, the way you explained it is so key. So much of it has to do with how it's explained, because again, you kind of really have to sell it, because I've had parties where they'll say, well, I don't really know anybody who would want to do this. Well, you have to,
by saying, who do you know who's had a baby? Who do you know who's a teacher? I mean, they start thinking of people. And here's all you need is one person. And it's really great in person when it's in person, because all you need is one person to grab their phone and start writing. The other people, if they're not writing, they feel dumb and they go, oh, I better write. Like, I better write something. The other reason why I like this sheet is I will say to them, if this is in person, I will say, you get 1 point for every person that's on the sheet. Whoever has the most points will win. But if they're over 25, it's worth 2 points. So then they start thinking, who do they know over 25?
Add.
And then when they check them off, I go, okay, that's worth 2, 4, 6, 8. Then there's only singles, 9, 10, 11. So yours worth 13. Can anybody beat 13 points? And someone will say, I have 18 points. And I say, okay, then that person would get either more tickets or a little limited edition gift or a bio set. I would take a sheet face mask. Frankly, whoever has the most points, give them a sheet face mask. You got enough of those for your next 30 parties.
There you go.
Melanie, were you going to add something to that, babe? No? Okay. So here's the deal, you guys. The important part of these 3-week series is you need to be thinking of at least 3, 4 3 sources of leads all the time. My personal opinion, and the video on the Mary Kay website, which I can't queue up right now, but I will show it to you next week. It's perfect because 3 minutes into segment 2, she says, oh, and by the way, does anybody notice how beautiful Gloria is today? And Gloria just had her makeup done. And they said, Gloria, your makeup actually looks amazing. I was going to compliment you on that. And she's like, and so the consultant says, well, I just met with Gloria privately because she's my hostess and this is her second appointment. And when you book your second appointment, I will arrive a little early and I will do a quick private makeup consultation just with you. And then one of the girls at the party goes, I need one of those. Okay, well, there's already a booking. So booking parties from parties is one way. Warm chatter booking is another way. Asking for referrals is another way. Facial boxes is another way. So you don't want to just rely on one. If you have out 10 facial boxes and you're holding at least one party a week and you're getting these, you will never be out of leads, ever. And you guys just need to ask. And most of your customers, if they love the product, they'll have a party for you for a half-off shopping spree. Trust me. And I have also learned when I've forgotten to do this, I always kick myself in the butt. Offer a booking gift. And you could say, oh my gosh, Lori, like the Sonic brush, Lori gets this $75 Sonic brush at half off tonight when one of you book, but she actually gets it for free when 2 of you decide to book off her party. And so as soon as those 2 parties hold, I give Lori the brush. Yes, it's a $30 gift, but okay, it's a $30 gift, but you get 2 parties out of it. And guess who's going to show up at your party? Lori. She's going to show up to both parties. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, or I've had people say she gets a $20 shopping spree at each party. So if you guys each book, Lori would love to get 100 free. So if 5 of you book tonight, she's going to get a $20 shopping spree at each one of your parties, or even a $25 shopping spree, whatever you want to offer. If I was going to get 5 parties booked off a party, I'm happy to give Lori that much product. Are you kidding me? Right? So realize, don't have the dollar so close to your eye that you can't see beyond that. Because this is about being gracious and being others focused and pampering women. Your number 1 job description, I know we talked about this last week, is putting product on faces. That is your number 1 job description, is putting product on faces. So keep in mind, every single week when you have at least $300 in retail sales, I want you to put that in the chat because you'll be starting to get little gifts in the mail every week as long as your sales are over 300. So if you have sales over 300 this week, if not directors, but consultants, please put it in the chat because I'd love to send you a gift. And I want to just challenge you guys to implement some of this. So next week, I'd love for you guys to come back on and let me know, did you put out facial boxes? Did you ask for some referrals? You could even play this when you're dropping off a reorder bag and your customer comes to the door and say, okay, so here's the deal. I'm learning how to do this new fabulous referral game. And what I'd love for you to do is think about, who do you know who just could use some extra TLC? Maybe they've got a sign around their neck that's saying, please make me feel important, right? Okay, so with that said, I know we're 1 or 2 minutes over. I have to share something with you, and I'm going to share this poem super quick because this has to do with racing to the finish, and it's called The Race. And the reason I want to share this with you guys is because what you do, you may not think your goal matters. You're like, well, I'm going to order 250. Like, that's not going to matter to Lori's goal or Melanie's goal or Diane's goal. Yes, it is. Because part of what makes our unit successful is exactly the word unit, you and I together. So this isn't, it's like taking a $250 piece puzzle and taking 1 piece out. You'll still know what the picture is, but is the puzzle complete? Yeah. Nope. It needs all 250 pieces. So I want you to be thinking, when you think you've fallen down and you can't get back up or you can't win the race, that is actually not true. And I'm going to just close with this poem. It'll just take a quick second. And it's about a boy and his dad, but you could make it a girl and her mom, whatever. But when I do the girl and her mom, I cry. So I'm just going to leave it the boy and his dad. All right. Whenever I start to hang my head in front of failure's face, my downward fall is broken by the memory of a race. A children's race, young boys, young men, how I remember well. Excitement, sure, but also fear. It wasn't hard to tell. They all lined up so full of hope, each thought to win that race or tie for first, or if not that, at least take second place. Their parents watched from off the side, each cheering for their son. And each boy hoped to show his folks that he would be the one. The whistle blew and off they flew like chariots of fire. To win, to be the hero there was each young boy's desire. One boy in particular, whose dad was in the crowd, was running in the lead and thought, my dad will be so proud. But as he speeded down the field and crossed a shallow dip, the little boy who thought he'd win lost his step and slipped. Trying hard to catch himself, his arms flew everywhere, and amidst the laughter of the crowd, he fell flat on his face. As he fell, his hope fell too. He couldn't win it now. Humiliated, he just wished to disappear somehow. But as he fell, his dad stood up and showed his anxious face, which to the boy so clearly said, "Get up and win that race." He quickly rose, no damage done, behind a little bit, that's all, and ran with all his mind and might to make up for that fall. So anxious to restore himself, to catch up and to win, his mind went faster than his legs. He slipped and fell again. He wished that he'd quit before with only one disgrace. "I'm hopeless as a runner now. I shouldn't try to race." But through the laughing crowd, he searched and found his father's face with a steady look that said again, "Get up and win that race." So he jumped up to try again, 10 yards behind the last. If I'm to gain those yards, he thought, I've got to run real fast. Exceeding everything he had, he regained 8, then 10. But trying hard to catch the lead, he slipped and fell again. Defeat. He lay there silently, a tear dropped from his eye. There's no sense running anymore. 3 strikes, I'm out. Why try? I've lost, so what's the use, he thought. I'll live with my disgrace. But then he thought about his dad, who soon he'd have to face. Get up, an echo sounded low. You haven't lost it all. For all you have to do to win is rise each time you fall. Get up, the echo urged him on. Get up and take your place. You weren't meant for failure here. Get up and win that race. So up he rose to run once more, refusing to forfeit. And he resolved that win or lose, at least he wouldn't quit. So far behind the others now, the most he'd ever been. Still, he gave it all he had and ran like he could win. 3 times he'd fallen, stumbling. 3 times he rose again. Too far behind to hope to win. He still ran to the end. They cheered another boy who crossed the line and won first place. Head high and proud and happy, no falling, no disgrace. But when the fallen youngster crossed the line in last place, the crowd gave him a greater cheer for finishing the race. And even though he came in last with head bowed low, unproud, you would have thought he'd won the race to listen to the crowd. And to his dad, he sadly said, I didn't do so well. To me, you won, his father said. You rose each time you fell. And now when things seem dark and bleak and difficult to face, the memory of that little boy helps me in my own race. For all of life is like that race, with ups and downs and all you have to do to win is rise each time you fall. And when depression and despair shout loudly in my face, another voice within me says, get up and win that race. And you guys, we're going to have times this month and every month of your life where you're going to feel like I've fallen. I'm just going to stay down. It's less hurtful. It's less embarrassing. No one, you know what? It's about getting back up, literally getting back up, because you matter. You matter to your unit. You matter to your director. You matter to your team. You matter to the Mary Kay family, and you do make a difference. Your puzzle piece, no matter how big or small, the puzzle will not be complete without you. So stretch yourself. Go put products in some more faces. Go make things happen because you can. Okay. So I'm going to challenge you guys for next week. I want you to get out at least one facial box. Put out a facial box, one. You've got a whole week to get out at least one box. In fact, I'd really prefer for you to get out at least 2, because Mary Kay used to say if any box is less than 3, you're just setting yourself up for failure, because they'll disappear. You go to get them and the whole box is gone. So I want to challenge you guys to get out a couple facial boxes this week, and then let me know how you did that. Okay. And I will see you guys Wednesday on Janice's event, Thursday to hear the national, and then Saturday, please jump on to see Cynthia Morris's tips and techniques. And it's going to be on that Facebook page or on my Zoom, so they can stream on either one. Okay.
I just want to say the national that's going to be on Thursday is a former office manager.
Oh, nice. Okay. I didn't know anything about her. So thank you for that, Lori. I appreciate that.
And
Connie,
Diane,
did you have a
may I
question?
ask a quick question? Has anyone experienced when a new customer goes on to Mary Kay In Touch to find a consultant and they find you, a code comes up K25 for 25%? Yeah, right. I see that look on your face. I have had 2 new customers that have found me online, and in the order, a K25 has come up. And when I asked corporate about it, they didn't know about it, but I've had 2 different customers that have registered. And
Unless
they say,
you've got some, because I know they've got some new opting in things at the end, in addition to like free shipping and free samples and easy checkout and all that. There's some new options that you might check on your settings to make sure you maybe you
no,
get
I
options
don't,
that
I
you-
don't have that.
Okay, then I would just call tomorrow and I would ask to speak to the IT department and I would talk
Okay.
directly to IT. I wouldn't talk to any consultant workers. I wouldn't talk to anybody but the IT department
Okay, thank you.
and let them know. You're welcome. All right,
Okay.
you guys have a
Have
great
a great
week.
evening.
All right, you guys. And you guys, please get people on our new June page. I want to make sure we do 60 faces. That's our goal for the company's anniversary. That means I need 15 guests per session, counting this Saturday just to watch. So who do you know who's a makeup guru who would love to watch Cynthia Morris in action? She's really that noteworthy. All right, you guys have a great evening.